and the Vice Chairman of the Association of Stockbroking Houses of Nigeria, Mr. Akin Akeredolu Ale, joins us now to share his perspectives. Thank you very much for coming on Capital Markets.
Thank you.
It's really good to have you here.
Yes.
So, you trade on equities.
I trade on equities.
I'm very sure you made a lot of money this week because investors gave cold shoulder to bonds and T-bills and came for equities. So what then happened? After 3 weeks of gains, we suddenly saw a slip this time. But your colleagues are saying that thumbs up to the markets. There's no reason to panic.
Yeah, there's no reason to panic, really, because every time you see an upward swing, you should expect that profit taking will come up. And for, like we mentioned earlier, the consumer goods market, a lot of people exited that particular sector, and then they did profit taking. Don't forget that the results that came out for first quarter, the results were very good, and the market reacted to it positively and very well. And but at the same time, what we do is that when we see that the markets are the upward swing, some investors take profit out, but there should not be any problem about it because the market will still be on the way up. And like you had said earlier, some people are anticipating what the MPC will be doing at the upcoming week. That will determine what decision makers will take for particularly people that are portfolio managers, because there will be readjustment of portfolios too for the next quarter coming in now by the stockbrokers. But I don't think there's any problem at all in the market. The market is on the upward swing, and don't forget, like you said, that we are coming out of recession, and then the response to that is that people are gradually coming back to the markets. There's gradual disposable income back to people to spend in the market, and it's on the upward swing, and we're very happy about it.
So let's look at how the inflation reports that came out during the week impacted this market. Did they change anything?
Yeah, it did not change anything really, because if you look at we've had two quarterly reduction in the inflationary rate. But I think in February it was about 18.7. It went to 17.26% in March, and we're now at 17.24 in March. But at the same time, you discover that the cost of food items is not gone down; it's still on the way up. And then we see the capital market is the barometer of the economy, is the barometer of the common people too in the economy. So I think that that will still be an aspect to look at in the market.
Okay, let's now go for the MPC meeting, which is scheduled for next week Monday. Of course, we're expecting the outcome of the decision on Tuesday. Now, tell me what you're expecting.
Well, I don't expect any change in from the MPC for now, because you see, any economy that's coming out and recovering from a recession, you have to be very careful about the policies that you bring up so that you don't go and upset the upswing that you're having in the economy. Right. And I expect that the MPC should remain the same, though if you look at the fundamentals of the economy at large, the inflationary rate is going down, and where we have an improvement in our external reserves is doing better, and oil production is going up too, and all that. But at the same time, because in the past, one of the major issues that we had that pushed the economy into recession was about the issue of policy. If I were part of them, I would maintain what we have now until the economy is totally out of recession.
And talking about that, what we have now, which you referenced, the MPR is currently at 14%.
14%.
CRR is 22.5, and retention of liquidity ratio at 30% as well. These are the parameters that you are expecting to be left unchanged.
Unchanged, yes. As a word, we should leave it as a word now until the market moves away from recession totally, so that we don't go and upset what is giving us a tempo in moving the economy out of
So if that's the case, why are some investors in the equity market getting panic, beginning to take profit at this time when they know that they can still make more profit if they remain patient? You
see, don't forget that, like I said earlier, there are some portfolio managers that will be realigning their portfolios for the new quarter that we're going into. And when you're doing a realignment of your portfolio based on the investment objective, you're going to exit some sectors. And if you have a portfolio that is really focused on the consumer goods, and you have instructions to exit at a particular point, portfolio investors will exit from that particular point. And also, you look at the issue that we have a lot of foreign direct investors that give investment objectives, and those objectives have to be adhered to. when the time comes for the brokers to exit.
Okay, I'm yet to get your comments on the 1Q, the first quarter economic data that will be released next week as well. But after the break, we'll be expecting our guests to discuss what brokers are planning for the ERGP of the federal government, because as it were, there was little or no mention of the capital markets in that document. But that's after this break. Welcome back to the program. This is Capital Markets, and it's live on Channels Television from the financial capital city of Nigeria, which is Lagos. If you've got some comments to share with us, go to Twitter. It's CTV at CTV Tempili and at Channels TV. Those are the two handles on which you can share your thoughts on the program or this in the course of this discussion. But before we move on, let's quickly take a look at some of the other markets offshore that we track at the African stock market. Performance across the African markets was positive as the Egypt Stock Exchange came up year to date with 4.32%, and the Nairobi Stock Exchange, which is NSE ASI there, the all-share index came in at 138.48, and all that looks positive basically following the earnings that were released into the market this week. I think a lot of these markets have continued to react to the earnings that have continued to trickle into the markets. Well, let's continue with the discussion. The Vice Chairman of the Association of Stockbroking Houses of Nigeria, Mr. Akin Akeredolu, has been discussing with us on the program his perspectives on the MPC, as well as the reasons why the capital market has been sustaining the gain momentum until this week, when it slipped by 0.28%. But in a strategic move to engage the federal government on the utilization of the Nigeria's capital market for effective implementation of the Economic Recovery Growth Plan, the ERGP, and the 2017 budget, the association has planned to hold a kind of capital market summit. Whatever this means, Mr. Akeredolu will be explaining to us. But with the conference, first, he said, they look to create a platform to identify means by which the federal government can salvage the economy with the capital market. And that Vice Chairman of ASHON, as your association is fondly known, not CIS now, but we know you both work together. You're planning this summit. What do you really intend to achieve? Because first, the document didn't make